Hi everybody, I'm JT. Welcome to a quick tour of our campsite here in Sarlat. So we've been here now for a few days staying at Camping Huttopia Sarlat. This is our pitch up on one of the higher levels. This is a medium pitch, so it's not huge, but it is definitely cosy. And as you can see from our surroundings, our neighbours are all in very close proximity with, at the moment, some not very well established hedge barriers. Now this hasn't proved to be a problem for us, we've quite enjoyed it, but if you're used to bigger pitches or pitches with more privacy, then please be aware that some of the pitches here at this site are not as private or as large as they might be. But when we stayed here previously, we did stay on a larger pitch, and I'll show you that some of the others are a little bit bigger. So let me show you what else this campsite has to offer. So there's a perimeter road that goes all around the top edge of the campsite, and just on the boundaries of that there are some little cabin style lodges up at the top. The site really has a lovely back to nature feel. Whilst we're right on the edge of Sarlat, from where we are here you wouldn't know it. There's actually a housing estate just behind the trees over there. That's not a bad thing because you wouldn't know it's there. It just means that you're not completely isolated from supermarkets, shops. The market is 5 minutes down the road. All good things if you're not looking for complete isolation. This is one of 4 sanitary blocks spread around the site. None of them are particularly big, so typically only 4 showers, 4 loos, 4 sinks at any one time, but they are spread around all over the site. They're kept clean regularly, usual high Huttopia standards of cleanliness and maintenance, but don't be surprised if you've got to wait a little bit if you need to use something, unless you get up early for a shower. That noise you can hear, I don't know if you can hear it on the camera, the sort of bit sounds like a repetitive electronic noise. It's actually birds. I don't know what bird it is, but it's a species of bird that come about 10 o'clock, it just stops as they go to sleep. So pitch on my left here is just an example of the opposite end. You've got a good sized pitch, well contained by a nice beech hedge and very private. So it's possible to have that sort of setup if you're looking for it. Probably a good idea to request it when you're booking on the website. So last time we camped on this terrace just along on the left hand side. That pitch was definitely bigger and a bit more secluded. It might not come across on the camera because the camera always reduces the angles of slopes, but this is a very hilly campsite. So if you're not looking to get fit by climbing lots of hills or cycling up and down lots of hills, then this might not be the campsite for you. If you are looking on using a few pounds, burning off those chocolatine pan au chocolats or all that bread and cheese, then again this could be the campsite for you. Wherever you go in this region is very hilly, so you're always going to get a good workout. Laundry area with tumble dryers and big washing machines. So you buy a token at the reception to use those. It's not very expensive, only 3 or 4 euros. And for us, a washing machine that large will certainly cover a week's worth of washing. You do get some lovely panoramic views on this site, and this view heads west. So of an evening you get to see the sunset going down, and if your pitch isn't obscured by trees, which obviously some of the higher ones are, then you could end up with a lovely view. Now if you have a favourite pitch, Huttopia do offer a facility so you can reserve your preferred pitch for a premium price. So if you remember the pitch you have or you like it, then you can make a note for that booking next year. So the entrance to the campsite, Sarlat, the town, is just 10 minutes walk down the hill. It is best probably to walk down to the town centre if you're able to, because parking is restricted or limited. If you're looking to go to the supermarkets, there's a selection of 3 or 4. There's Lidl, Intermarché, Super U, all spread around the town itself, and accessible by car. So the central office behind me is where you would check in, the reception area. There's also their centre de vie, which they have at all the sites. So in wet weather, or if you want to pick up some games or go to the shop, you'll find that there. There's a little cafe bar where pizza, evening snacks are served, and if there's any evening entertainment, that tends to be up there as well. So it's bands or music. There's a very nice swimming pool area with a kids splash pool, an indoor pool and an outside pool. I think it's about 20 metres long, very deep, great for swimming lengths. Probably one of the best pools of any Huttopia site we've stayed at. So the Air de camping car, or Born camping car, is easily accessible for your campervans or larger motorhomes. All the facilities available as part of the stay. Just one thing to bear in mind though, going back to the hilly nature of the slope, and some of the access roads are pretty narrow, could be a little bit tricky if you've got, I'd say, anything more than a 7-metre motorhome or campervan. Is going to be tricky to access some of these lanes and some of these pitches. In these higher pitches, up on the higher terraces, you've got the pine trees. Being higher up gives you a nice breeze as well, so on the hotter days it's been very welcome to have that refreshing breeze coming through. There's a small selection of the Canadian trapper tents, around about half a dozen in this little section, and what you can just see just out of shot, which you can't book through the Huttopia camping website, but I imagine you'll find them through other holiday bookings. They've got some stone cottage gîtes down there as well, which look very nice on passing by, but they're not something that when you go onto the Huttopia camping website that they're actually there. But if that's the sort of thing you're looking for, a little bit of digging in Google, you'll probably be able to find them. And then this avenue seems to be more dedicated to larger caravans and motorhomes. There's a bit more space, the pitches are slightly wider, the access turns are a little bit easier. So if you're booking one of those vehicles, then almost, I would imagine, you're going to get allocated a pitch along here. And then the final climb back up to our pitch in the top terrace. And one of the lovely things you have got here up in the trees and the woods is there's quite a lot of wildlife. So we've seen bunnies hopping around, rabbits hopping around. We've seen red squirrels in the trees, all sorts of birds, plenty of pigeons who've decided to drop their deposits on the van. But yeah, it's a really nice little bonus to be so close to some of the French wildlife on the site. Now there are a few downsides with this site. Nothing major, but things that I think you should probably be aware of if you're particular about your campsite booking. The access can be a bit tricky, as I said. It's very steep, getting up and down in places, not just for walking but also for vehicles. If you've got an electric bike, you'll be fine. If you've got a normal push bike, you might struggle. A lot of the pitches are bare earth. Now in this part of France, it's a very dusty red clay sediment earth, which means that the pitches are quite hard, so you need some tough pegs, some heavy duty pegs to get into it. Also when it rains, then you'll get a lot of splashback and a lot of muddy. It's quite muddy underfoot. The climate means that it's warm, so it will dry quickly, but it does mean that stuff gets a bit dirty and mucky quite quickly. So again, something just to consider. And the pitches, as I've said, our pitch and a lot of our neighbours' pitches are very compact. So this is a medium-sized pitch, which is probably no more than 30 feet square, which is big enough for us to get our tent on, but it doesn't give us any more space to stretch out and relax like some Huttopia sites do. And as I said, there's no, in this part of the site, there's no specific definition, visual definition barriers, so you've got no direct privacy from your immediate neighbours, which may or may not be a problem, but something, I think, something to bear in mind. Now, this video is not sponsored by Huttopia. They don't give me a discount, they don't give us any incentive for making these videos or coming to stay at these sites. Genuinely, we really enjoy visiting them and find that they give us, as a family travelling with a campervan and our tent, the all-round best package available. It's not the cheapest option. It costs us about, again, on average €50 a night for the three of us this year, with the van and the tent that we've got for the time of year that we're coming, which is school summer holidays, so it's always going to be more expensive. But overall, I think it gives us exactly what we're looking for on our holiday. I'll pop a link in the description to the Huttopia website if you want to check out any more of their details there. If you're looking for a good campsite in this part of France, and let's face it, lots of people do love to come to this part of France, then you could do a lot worse than come here. So I hope you enjoyed that quick little walk around of the campsite here at Camping Huttopia Sarlat. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, drop me any comments below, hit subscribe if you want to follow the channel, which will be great, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video very soon. Thanks for watching.